Welcome to Unmuzzled Chat. Let's give StreamYard another shake here. I'm this close to just getting rid of Zoom. There's so many issues. It's obviously made for like business interactions, not podcasting. But StreamYard poses its challenges for our current state as well, because supposedly our Starlink modem's defective and this is streaming everything online. So I'm in communication with their support teams to see if we could download directly to the laptop as we record. I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. But anyway, beach problems. Enough said from my end, because we all got challenges. And I just hope we all can have the attitude and mentality of challenges accepted. And fast forward, hopefully there'll be reward, accomplishment, strength received. So given the time of day and all the difficulties and the shortness on power even here, my gosh, there's so much I want to go over, but we're going to do our best to keep this short. You know what that means when we say keep it short. It never happens. But we're going to try, dang it, to stick to it this time. So up front, do we potentially need to boycott Harley Davidson? I can't even believe those words are coming out of my mouth. As two wheels are strapped to the back of this rig as we speak. Now, it's not a Harley. Happens to be a KTM. I prefer dirt these days versus pavement because too many folks are on these on the roads. Now, let's be honest. It would actually be beneficial for folks like once a year to hop on a motorcycle, go around the block, get on just a stretch of highway for just a moment. You'll realize how vulnerable of a state travel puts our mortal bodies, because our steel cages of death known as vehicles, even if you have a truck and a bigger one, yeah, it might increase your odds versus a freaking Prius, but it's just a tin can when you meet a brick wall or another vehicle or a tree or a light post and so many things. We're so fragile. And I'm now speaking on this off a whim because I care about you. And I know I'm speaking to the choir to an extent, but it must be said. We got to be more conscious and aware, not just for our own well-being, but those around us, and be conscious as to our surroundings when we're in these vehicles, because the modern advances have been frankly incredible. The noise canceling, the auto climate control, even the self-driving puts us at ease, and we're not as aware to the actual dangers we're in fact in, or we could present to someone that is riding nearby on a motorcycle, even a pedestrian. Okay, so there's just a couple clips here, and that's going to be it. So let's dive on in. Let's play this first one. So this gentleman does amazing. I stated, World War III is upon us. This man sums it up pretty well. What else must happen to unite the people? And I'll say it, even though I say it all the time here. Join us here on Unmuzzled Chat to let your voice be heard on the podcast. We invite you all to secure a slot. Simply email unmuzzledchat@gmail.com. All right, let's hear these truth bombs.
Yeah. We're here outside the Dáil today, lads, because we're living in very precarious times. We're living in an inverse world in which the suppression of vital information, which is of public worthiness, is being suppressed by the legacy media. I don't even call them mainstream because they're all going to collapse like all the corrupt institutions.
Oh, I sure hope they collapse. We must make them collapse. They are corrupt as heck.
Are going to collapse when this great light comes out. There's serious vitriolic anger in the air, and it's going to manifest, and it's not going to be good for any citizens.
I must mention something. Too many are still listening to them talking heads. And I traveled down to resupply on water today, and I ended up on the tribal lands, the Indian res. They had their little casino and gas station there where I ended up getting gas. And I went inside. Every single one of their employees had masks on. I believe they've had masks on since this pandemic kicked off. And I'm sitting here scratching my head as to why. And I just believe that they're kind of in their own pocket of being misinformed. And my heart goes out to them because it's like, how do we inform them? Evil has been preying on everyone in its own unique ways. And it's gone really far with misinformation with these lovely people. And it just breaks my heart. So there's more we all could do to assist bringing them in to sourcing better information in this information age. And we must help thy neighbor. It's biblically asked of us. So let's do what we can. You could use this very episode to do that. Simply copy, share, and pull it out of your pocket when you meet and have the interactions with these individuals that are effectively under, let's just say, misguided information.
We aren't here. This is not a lunatic fringe. This is people who are very well versed, very well researched, and are aware as to the plans of the global elitist cabal that have plans over the course of this decade to completely abolish every single element of the concept of freedom. It's the freedom of your own body, freedom of bodily autonomy, the freedom of travel, the freedom of association, the freedom of human expression. They want to incorporate people into a transhumanist movement. And whilst that seems very far-fetched for a lot of people, it's what they have in plain sight. Go look at UN Agenda 21, look at UN Agenda 30, look at the WEF. It's all there in plain sight for the average Joe Sub to find out this information. And how it's going to manifest, I do not know. But I do.
I want to re-emphasize, it is all right there in the open. There's nothing conspiratorial about it. It's all right there. He just named the sources. Rewind it if you must. We've gone over it before, but it's crucial. We cannot bury our heads in the sand. War is upon us. It's just different than we're used to seeing. And we must acknowledge that. We must be able to profoundly even say that and then bring the receipts and guide people to these things. Someone's like, what? We're not at war. Look, will you check this out? I love your input. Check up with them later. See if they checked it out. Simple as that. And have healthy conversations. At any point, you can just express, like they're getting frustrated. Just express your intention. Say, hey, I love you. Like if this is obviously more than you can handle, then I digress, right? Conflict isn't going to get us anywhere. We must from a place of love.
We suspect that the human spirit is going to rise up against this tyranny over the course of the next number of years. We're in World War III. Silent weapons for quiet wars.
Amen, brother. That we are World War III. Gosh dang. I'm thinning up. I need to eat more. I'm getting too thin. Son of a gun. The protocol, all this wilderness action. I don't know. I'm just not eating enough. Okay. Let's play this next one here. Now this one is a bit lengthier, but from none other than Robby Starbuck. This gentleman does a fantastic job bringing the receipts, actually researching, and I find his mission really important because these bigger, now there's like good and bad in focusing on things like this because I believe it could even be strategically done to where they're getting all these woke CEOs to all these companies to pour the people's energy into like these smaller areas that aren't leading to big change, the real issues. But the real issues, on the other hand, could be very daunting for the average American, but to take action on a company like Harley Davidson gone woke, what? Get out of here. Like, I'm a Harley rider. My dad was a Harley rider. My grandfather was a Harley rider. Like, I know a bunch of my friends are Harley riders, and we're going to talk about it, and this is a problem. And, well, what I like about bringing this to light is it could create the momentum and give the opportunity for people to see the actual impacts that they could have, and then take that momentum to the bigger stage. This man, Robby, was in fact the one that really went viral and had the greatest impact with the tractor supply. So it's really important. I stated, here we go again. Time for action. Is it at a place to entirely boycott? You could determine based on the information he goes over. But the new CEO is bringing in all the things freaking the trashy CEO of Tractor Supply brought. Just gone woke. But at a minimum, to call, to email, which I do, but in fact will. We'll see if I integrate it in time for this episode. But I posted the number here and also email, and he goes over a couple different options in this. So without further ado, let's go ahead and give it a listen. It's a lengthy one, but it's important.
Y'all, this may be the most shocking expose that I've done simply because the brand is so out of alignment with their customers. This is Harley Davidson. It's time for them to be exposed. In Harley's words, they are all in on diversity and inclusion. Now, let's take a look at what that means. I wonder how many Harley riders are aware that Harley Davidson is a platinum founding member of the LGBT Chamber of Commerce in Wisconsin. This is the same chamber that says on behalf of the businesses that are a part of the Wisconsin LGBT Chamber, they opposed banning transgender sex changes for children. Harley Davidson even hosted an LGBTQ plus boot camp at their corporate offices, and look at that cake they got them. Isn't that just so incredible? Here's a closer look at that cake for all you Harley riders out there. So who's Harley Davidson's CEO? Well, it's another CEO that was placed right around COVID.
Jochen Zeitz is an unusual choice to lead Harley Davidson. He's German. He's an outspoken climate activist.
The businessman who uses his millions to change opinions on climate change. Are you getting Harley Davidson vibes yet?
In 2030, that we should be completing that total trend.
I was on the wrong screen to even be able to pause it. The wokester. He knows better. Guaranteed. Gosh, freaking dang it. I was on a roll there, man. And Starlink crashed. I don't know how they're going to make this right. I can't even find a contact to like get in touch with someone. I can do the chats, and that's not how I typically roll. I want to speak to someone and walk through what's going on. You guys feel me? You kind of like, is that old school of me? But I apologize, folks. This is why I'm still testing all these things out here. I appreciate your grace and patience, but we're going to dive right back where we left off about this freaking wokester CEO pushing lies and hoax about this whole climate change, global warming. It's laughable at this point. We've brought on a lot of the scientists, clips of scientists and speaking out of the hundreds of scientists that have debunked, proven. So you got to ask yourself why. Why are they pushing so hard? Well, it does all boil down to control. Ramp up the fear. Who doesn't care about Mother Earth? But to put you into a smaller and smaller box. We all know this. All right, let's pick up where we left off before we were rudely interrupted. Let's continue.
Outspoken climate activist.
The businessman who uses millions to change opinions on climate change. Are you getting Harley Davidson vibes yet?
In 2030, that we should be completing that total transformation of the company.
If his goal is the total transformation of Harley Davidson, well, he's well on his way. They sponsored this LGBTQ plus Pride event where they had a rage room. And I am not joking, something called a rage room to, quote, let off steam. It was located right next to the story time area for children to interact with drag queens and the play catch with a dad for all those who had daddy issues. In Harley's so-called sustainability report, they also say that their 1,800 global employees completed a virtual training to learn what an ally is to the LGBTQ plus community, and that employees also participated in an engaging and interactive learning session that allowed them to explore social identities, both seen and unseen. We all know what that means. And then again, in honor of National Coming Out Day, employees attended a virtual session featuring Sandy Eichel. Let's see who Sandy is.
Sandy Eichel is not your typical financial services speaker. Once a Lutheran pastor's wife, a professional opera singer, and a consummate perfectionist, Sandy had the picture-perfect life. But inside, she was miserable. So she chose a new last name, a new career, and a whole new life and mindset, which elevated her to the top of her profession.
We have to change our culture, and we need to do it quickly.
In their sustainability report, their CEO also brags about their 90 out of 100 HRC CEI score. This score is one I've explained many times before, but essentially is the Trojan horse that pushes all these left-wing values into corporations. And this score begs the question, is Harley Davidson's health plan covering the transition of children? That's one of the metrics that the HRC score judges. And if you're a Harley Davidson dealer, guess what? They've got a plan for you heading into 2032. They want to increase the diversity across the global dealer network at both the staffing and owner-operator levels. That's a fancy corporate speak way of saying less white people. I think it's important to note at this point that the CEO of Harley Davidson is making almost $12 million a year while making these changes. In Harley Davidson's sustainability report, they also bragged that their legal department participated in the American Bar Association's 21-day challenge. Through 21 days of short readings and videos, the challenge...
Let's get these CEOs fired, man. They'd be lucky. They'd be lucky to get a freaking burger flipping job if it was the world I'd hope for. My goodness. Trying to have this mass manipulative impact through these corporations and businesses going against their founding, their original morals and ethics and values, and now that we've made them out to be and gotten to this position, it's just sick. That's how they're going to treat us as a people, supporting and standing up these companies. Man, evil, I tell you, just boils my blood.
Encourage participants to step out of their comfort zones to acquire greater racial literacy and inspire engagement in the fight against racial inequality. So let's take a look at what's in that challenge. It promotes the widely debunked and racist 1619 Project. It promotes a radical book called Black Panthers and White Lies. It promotes the idea that climate change is harming expectant black mothers, and they promote Marxist Ibram Kendi, who says you can't be an anti-racist unless you're anti-capitalist. This trend also supports illegal immigration, and it supports the Marxist Black Lives Matter organization. That's not all, though. This training also makes the case for reparations. Harley Davidson sponsored York County Pride. Here's some photos. Totally normal stuff. I'm not even sure what's going on here. Celebrating Pride Month is not enough for Harley Davidson, though. Under their new CEO, they also made March and February months of inclusion. Don't worry, though, because they never miss Pride Month. They also brag in their sustainability report that they support the HRC's call for the Equality Act to be passed. So what is the Equality Act? The Equality Act is a lot like naming a bill, vote yes if you want to say Puppies Act, and then inside the bill, it actually mandates that you kill puppies. The Equality Act in reality has nothing to do with equality. It's about stripping women of their spaces and allowing men into bathrooms and locker rooms. So you can expect to see more bathroom assaults like this. For all you Harley riders out there, I want to be explicitly clear. Harley Davidson supporting the Equality Act being passed means that they support boys competing against your daughters in sports, stripping them of their championships, their opportunities, and their scholarships. It also means that they support men following your daughter into the bathroom, and your daughter is supposed to shut up and be okay.
Yeah, not a penny from me to Harley Davidson. Just like Tractor Supply till this gets fixed. I will not support that. And no one should blindly support it. They should know what they're supporting. They should know what their hard-earned money is getting used towards. This is evil. This is sickening. This is wrong.
okay with it. But if Harley Davidson did not support the Equality Act and men following little girls in the bathroom, they probably wouldn't win cool awards like this from the LGBT Chamber of Commerce in Wisconsin. So, I mean, really, what matters more here? Harley also apparently did a PFLAG training, that is an organization that supports child sex changes. And here's a quote here: Harley Davidson becoming a trans ally and going beyond binary. Again, are you feeling Harley vibes yet? If you've been watching my series exposing woke companies, then you're familiar with United Way, who was a partner with John Deere doing a 21-day equity challenge. That challenge is one of the most insane far-left pieces of propaganda I have ever seen. And again, United Way pops its head up here with a $320,000 donation from Harley Davidson. So I said, that's weird. How much money has Harley given them? Millions. Turns out it is millions. Here's United Way Milwaukee bragging about one of those $1 million donations. So my question is, why is Harley Davidson supporting with millions of dollars an organization that is pushing far left Marxist propaganda on the public? Are Harley riders really cool with supporting an organization like this? Speaking of things coming back around, remember this Bud Light fiasco? And remember how John Deere was also on a Budweiser beer? You seriously cannot make this stuff up. But anyways, back to United Way. If you don't remember them from my John Deere expose, here's a reminder of what their 21-day equity challenge was like. It was recommended to me that I read Ibram Kendi's How to Be an Anti-Racist. It says, read Awake to Woke to Work, Building a Race Equity Culture, essentially a book about bringing wokeness to work. Another challenge option I received was to listen to the podcast episode, Bias Isn't Just a Police Problem, It's a Preschool Problem. No, I'm not joking. And just when we thought we were done with Ibram Kendi, they're discussing his book, Anti-Racist Baby. Yes, that is the children's book about anti-racism. When I was recommended a book about Black transgender people, the first thing that popped in my mind, by the way, tractors. This 21-day equity challenge from United Way also recommended that I watch the 2018 video Deconstructing White Privilege by Robin DiAngelo. Again, another far-left figure. So in case you're doubting that Harley Davidson also participated in training with United Way after giving them millions of dollars, well, it's right here. They had more than 65 Milwaukee area employees attend a panel discussion to learn more about the long-standing discrimination issues in the community and how COVID-19 has highlighted the inequalities in our society. Harley Davidson also brags in their sustainability reports that they had employees go for leadership training and diversity training at United Way, and that 15 employees participated in conversations on race with the YMCA, along with other employees who had to go to the White Men is Full Diversity Partners training. That is a white male-only training course. That's not enough, though. They also had 50 employees take part in a training with the Human Library Organization. Let's take a look at the Human Library Organization. No surprises here, but I really wanted to make sure all you riders are aware that the Harley-supported Pride Ride in Wisconsin is a safe space for you. Again, no, I am not joking. Harley's activism does not stop there. They also were named a top business partner for LGBTQ plus inclusion by the Pennsylvania Youth Congress, who they support. And the Pennsylvania Youth Congress is also responsible for getting gender-neutral IDs in Pittsburgh.
Harley Davidson is an American icon. Its CEO, Jochen Zeiss, is taking it down a new road.
Well, they've got that right. I mean, Ryan, he's Harley Davidson's program and project management, and he says that he's so proud to work at a company where this is not a controversial post to make, especially in the current environment with anti-trans and anti-drag bills passing all over the country. This is on Transgender Day of Visibility. Now, let's be very clear what he's talking about. He's talking about laws that ban sex changes for kids and ban children from being able to attend sexual drag shows. Those are the laws he's opposing, and apparently in his view that is not controversial at Harley Davidson, that he supports kids being able to get sex changes and kids being able to go to drag shows. Ryan also seems to hold the view that a company going woke does not mean it will go broke, so I think this might be a good test case. Let's find out if Ryan's right. If you think that Harley Davidson has fallen totally out of alignment with its core customers that have made that company great and successful, then here's their customer service number to call.
All right, let's give them a call.
David hotline. Please leave your phone number with area code and a brief message, and your call will be returned within the next 2 to 3 hours. Thanks.
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Yes, I am greatly concerned as to what my hard-earned dollars is going towards with your company. It seems as though you guys are spending the money on DEI, Drag Queen Story Hour, the Alphabet Mafia, Pride Month, millions of dollars going towards woke training and all sorts of things. And I feel it's important that us Americans know what our dollars are being spent on. So I would love a call back. I could be reached at. Thank you. Unfreaking believable. The things we gotta do, folks, but let's do them with a smile on our face. And I'm gonna shoot them an email, and I'm gonna call that other number. But I believe nothing happens. It's after hours.
Thank you for calling Harley Davidson Motor Company.
To discuss your specific motorcycle, our policies require you to have your vehicle identification number ready. We are unable to assist you without your vehicle identification number. You will be asked to call back when you have the required information.
Our office is closed. We're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 7 Central Time. We'd like a chance to talk.
Closed. All right. Well, that's a wrap for today.
And here's Harley Davidson's media department contact information. If you have any questions or a request for comment as to whether or not they're going to continue down this path of wokeness and DEI, or if they're going to turn around before they destroy this once great American company. And finally, you may want to call or write their owners group, okay? The Harley owners group, they would want to hear from you about anything that you're upset about as a Harley rider. And this last part is to the CEO of Harley Davidson. I know you're watching this video, so let me tell you what your customers actually want, because it's pretty easy. Just get rid of the social issues and divisive causes. Make great motorcycles and provide great customer service. No more CEI scores, no more DEI departments, no more woke trainings, no more donations to woke causes, no more donations to pride parades that parade sexuality to children. Just make motorcycles, period. It was a great motorcycle company, and you were destroying it if you continue down this path. You have a chance to turn around now, and we're very forgiving out here. You want forgiveness, though? You need to turn around and stop all of this wokeness and get back to the core business that made Harley Davidson great.
Yes. Holy smokes. I'm flabbergasted. The world we live in, I swear. Harley freaking Davidson. I could only imagine some of the riders I know coming across this very clip. They would flip. They'd actually, I'm sure, all group up and ride to the local Harley and address it in person. You know, they're those type of folk. But it's a corporate issue. It's a CEO issue. But still, let your voice be heard. Just peacefully. Well, I can't wait to do my part and call. So let's see here. One of the numbers is 414-343-4636. You could just rewind that if you need it. And the email, supposedly, that Robby gave is media at Harley davidson.com. And then that owner's group phone number is 1-800-258-2464. Let's blow them up. Ask about the DEI, the drag, the LGB, the Pride Month, the millions of dollars, woke training. Unbelievable. It's just like Tractor Supply. But just like Tractor Supply, at the end of the day, it's their choice. They want to tank a historical motorcycle company. That's their choice. But question is, are you going to support that? As of right now, I'm boycotting Harley until I see a proper shift. I feel all Americans should. And definitely let your voice be heard. Let's get back this once great American motorcycle company. Sorry for the problems. Freaking Starlink, man. I don't know what to say. It just is what it is. We're going to get our challenges. Let's do the daily devotional. But real quick, there's more calls to action. Check out Patriot Mobile. If you haven't already, I really don't know what's holding you back from at least reaching out, calling, finding out for yourself. Just use promo code Unmuzzled or Unmuzzled Chat if you call or click the link below, because, gosh dang it, you could save money. You could get better cellular coverage. You could get a security blanket, privacy, more so than any other provider out there. But most importantly, you're You're not funding these other woke mobile providers that are spending millions and all these things we went over. Patriot Mobile is fighting on behalf of life, freedom, veterans, so many things you could see for yourself on their very webpage. It is clear evil will go to any lengths with the assassination attempt. What a historical moment. It's still hard to absorb, truthfully, but when information truly gets out and we start assembling in ways that are effective enough, what are they going to do? I believe they're going to shut down communications. That's where I'm trying to prepare our listeners here with EMP Shield products. To get one on a vehicle, to get one on your home, or your solar investment. I mean, for the cost, it's just a no-brainer. And through the link below, you're getting $50 off every single product you order through them. So check them out. If you got any reservations, check out the Keystone Compliance testing that they've done. It is phenomenal product. Next, we must up our health. Y'all know, I swear by Bond Charge products and the infrared sauna blanket. It's amazing. Click the link below. I'm just so grateful to have that affiliation to pass on 15% savings to you all. That's over $100 off that infrared sauna blanket. Maximize the body's natural way of detoxifying from toxins and poisons and all these things with that infrared sauna blanket. If you want to enhance the detoxifying, click on the masterpiece link below. That tincture helps eradicate metals and also forever chemicals from the body. If you're in Arizona, check out Unchained Wellness Clinic. They have an infrared sauna, a sit-in, and a cold plunge. And they're offering our listeners free sessions of both. And they offer so much more. So go check them out for yourself. Call them, mention Muzzled Chat. You heard them from us, and they will take care of you. So I actually got off a call earlier with none other than Alex, the owner of Black Eagle Apparel. And he's pretty psyched. We've had a few orders of the Unmuzzled Chat t-shirt, but not very many. Could we blow him away? Get on that webpage. You're getting 10% off. Plus, you could spin the wheel and get upwards of 40% off. An already really well-priced t-shirt. And they're the best dang t-shirts out there. They're next levels. They fit amazingly. Guys, it's time to... This is from JP Sears. I love that guy. But awake, not woke. We must support the awakening. And we'd be ever so grateful if you would support us getting some apparel from Black Eagle. Okay, enough of all that. Let's dive into this daily devotional. What are we? July 23rd. I am the light of the world. Men crawl through their lives cursing the darkness, but all the while I am shining brightly. I desire each of my followers to be a light bearer. The Holy Spirit who lives in you can shine from your face, making me visible to people around you. It's so true. And it's hard for us to even acknowledge that in the actual impact that can have. Ask my spirit to live through you as you win your way through this day. Hold my hand in joyful trust, for I never leave your side. The light of my presence is shining upon you. Brighten up the world by reflecting who I am. We have a few Bible references for the day. I challenge you to pull out your Bible. We got John 8:12, Matthew 5:14 through 16, Corinthians 3:18, and Exodus 3:14. I can hear my generator on the fritz. It's about to shut off. I gotta hustle. This 1 minute prayer is pretty awesome. And we're going to continue with identity. Who am I? Oh Lord God. And what is my family that you have brought me this far? And as if this were not enough in your sight, O God, you have spoken about the future of the house of your servant. You have looked on me as though I were the most exalted of men, O Lord God. First Chronicles 17:16-17. It continues, my Christian life experience is a bit like climbing out of a canyon. The trek has been treacherous at times, and I have lost my footing, but I have kept my eyes focused on the summit of your grace. Too many times I have been tempted to look down, back at the problems that trip my feet, or at the crevices which lodged me in dark times. But as I climb higher toward the source of all light, I am comforted. You lead me, Lord. You preserve me and my path. You have lifted me out of my sinful life. Why is it that you have brought me so far, Lord? May I reach for the stronghold of your wisdom and continue along this way in gratitude. Amen. Yes, please. Gratitude is a powerful tool. I pray we all achieve his light, clarity, strength, all the things, all the blessings. I'm telling you, that's what this life is all about. And the more I even voice that, the more I feel convinced on that. The more I spend time on my knees, it's all confirming to me. In a way, I can't even really articulate. It's just one of those things you got to experience for yourself. I just cannot believe I went as long as I did, being a dum-dum and not opening that door. Does it mean things are just going to be easy? No, maybe for some. But no, I might say the challenge has just begun. Evil might now ramp up because you're going to become a warrior for God and doing good things and living out more selflessly. So you're just being contagion to those around you. So the evil one more than likely might want to target you. But I'm telling you, it's not about this mortal existence. It's about there's something more divine, a bigger plan for us all. And I pray we all find that. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate each and every one of you. We have hurdles here to overcome. We seem to be fighting some algorithms, and it's pretty discerning. With your help, I feel we could break through these algorithms and we could reach more people. I pray that we can do that, and we do just that together. God bless you. God bless America. Until next time, take care.